So we had a great workout. We had a good post-workout meal. We posted it up. Nice pasta, meat pasta dish. What quite possibly could make you crazy when we discuss this ontology is to think that this secret organization has left you out of all of its claims. You're not a part of it. You're just a goyim or a sheeple, and you don't really matter. And then when you get the smallest inkling that you could somehow join the club, you jump on board, right? Because you've had such a terrible, disparate life, separated from success, even though you feel like you tried so much. The way I'd like you to think of it is more to do with this that I'm going to lay out, and that is that this group assumed control. They didn't look at the reality or the ontology. They looked at a blueprint, and they said, we're going to get as close to the reality of complete and total exploitation within the spheres of these particular fields of principle. That is, if you just want to abstract it into the material and the immaterial, you can look at it in that way. You can go ever deeper when we look at epistemology and ontology, getting into symbols, nomenclature, geometria, where you begin to see the zodiacal signs are tapered in as well into these arms, these signatures, these signets of time and space, right? Because these events that are happening out in the open, such as the Charlie Kirk assassination, which is really just this scripted, convoluted mess that is staged so that you will further think that there is something so complex involved, where the truth is that this group began to detail how they were going to go about usurping any other competing factions and completely taking over the field of reality that we are all stuck in, that we all live within. And it's to divert us so that we aren't following this natural course of ontology that goes toward this principle, production, orientation, and development. So while we are trying to live in their world, we slip away from the world and the reality, the grip that we should have within our own, the specter of our own reality. And even more so, we are disenfranchised by their socioeconomics, their political systems, and even further burdened by the economic disparaging, the populist movement, right? Feeling and thinking like we can't move ahead. We celebrate their holidays. We celebrate their work week. We celebrate their banking system. If I was to say that the simplest way to get out of this terrible mess that we're in is just to quit all things society. So I think about Mr. Robot, and I think about that group fsociety, and I begin to realize that the message has always been there all along.